A video where I get to brag about myself. Just kidding, guys. What's going on? It's Brendan here, and in this video, I want to share with you guys how I went from making nothing online to making over $1 million every single year in my online business. Now, if you like this video, please give me a YouTube like because the YouTube algorithm is based on engagement. So the more engagement I get, the more my channel can do well. And with these videos, I'm not even trying to really make any money from them. I'm just trying to see how many people I can reach and help out in their online journey. Now, you guys are going to see consistently, I will never monetize this channel. So there is no ulterior motive here. So I really hope that you can do me that favor and give me that awesome like if you want. Anyways, getting to my story, I want to share with you guys the process that I went through and the journey that I went through. I hope you don't get bored because I think there's going to be a lot of lessons to be learned along the way here, both motivational and also to do with business of best practices, things you should avoid, and things you should know about as well. So what I'm going to go back to is 2015. Before 2015, I was actually testing different make money online things, but nothing was really working for me at all. I've been trying to make money online for like 10 years. And the first 5 years, I made absolutely nothing. So I don't want to bore you with that time. I want to get straight to 2015. 2015, everything changed for me because I heard a marketer say, what if you put $1 into your business and every dollar you put in, you made $2? Now, of course, this marketer was trying to sell something. They were trying to sell their own funnel. But the idea really stuck with me. The concept still really clicked with me anyways. The idea that it's not a bad thing to spend money in your business. You just need to know that the money that you spend into it, you're going to get more than that out of. And as soon as you get to that point, then it's game over. So what I thought was, okay, well, the hardest part is going to be getting to that point. But once I've got to that point, then everything's going to become way easier. So I created my own funnel. And in the beginning, I really struggled. I spent money on traffic and I sent it straight to a sales page, which if you've had experience in online marketing, you know that that does not work at all. So the money that I spent going straight to a sales page was just like wasted money. So then I tried again. I thought, okay, well, I need to have a page that's designed to capture leads first before I get to this sales page, right? So I learned from different marketers that claim to have good opt-in rates. I cloned their pages basically, and I created my own edits on it, and I managed to get a page with a good opt-in rate, okay? And then I learned to go from traffic to collect the lead first, build a relationship, and then sell stuff. Well, in a matter of not very much time, I figured out how to make over $1 for every dollar I spent. I didn't make $2 for every dollar I spent. I probably made like $1.10 for every dollar I spent. But I got to the point where I was actually making a profit and growing my audience at the exact same time. Now, ironically, at the exact same time that I was starting to figure things out online, I was running into relationship issues with my girlfriend at the time. And this was a girlfriend that I was with for the last couple of years. We had an absolute blast with, and, just amazing times. We were always laughing, telling jokes. And things were starting to struggle at the end because she was kind of a party girl. Actually, they always say, never turn a party girl into a wife because it can cause a lot of problems, right? And I didn't listen to that at the time. I was too young. So this girl started to party a lot and like going out to clubs or whatever with her friends. And it was really hard on me. So what I did, and this is the personal side of things, which maybe you have something similar to this that you can relate to, but I wanted to save the relationship. So instead of breaking up with my girlfriend at the time, because I remembered all the happy times and good times that we had together, I thought that maybe getting engaged to this girl would actually improve things. That like getting married, we'd actually fix the problems that we had, go back to the way it was before. Because anybody who's had a relationship that was going really well and then have it go bad understands you probably have that feeling like, why can't we just go back to where we were, right? Well, in this case, it didn't actually work out as planned, as you can imagine. And this particular girl ended up cheating on me a couple weeks after we got engaged. This was a heartbreaking moment in my life. And I'm getting into some vulnerable stuff, guys. And like I said, it's a long video. If you want to fast forward to more of the business talk, go ahead. but I'm going to share my whole personal story and side of it anyways, because I think that even the personal stuff will help some people on this video. Now, so flash forward, the week after we broke up, and this particular girl, I don't know why, because I was always incredibly nice. I've always been a good guy to a fault in relationships. Chose to actually broadcast this cheating that she was doing on social media to try and hurt me even further. And it really worked. It absolutely devastated me at the time. Now, me and my life, I was back in my basement. I was actually a qualified teacher at the time. So I was at a starting salary of about $30,000 per year, because teachers don't get paid enough. And I remember I was saying, screw this. I'm going to quit my teaching and I'm going to go off and travel the world, and I'm going to figure out my online business on my own. And everybody told me that that was a horrible idea. Everybody, I mean my family, because I really insulated myself with just this girlfriend at the time. So I didn't have a lot of friends or people to hang out with to get over my relationship with, because I had spent all my time with this relationship that had now ended. So my parents really, who are the best parents in the world, did not want me to do this, because they thought, this is all a pipe dream. This is all bullshit anyways, Brendan. And, just stay with us. You're going to be safe. And I knew that staying at home would have been the worst thing in the world for me. Now, different people are different. Some people like the comfort of having a paycheck and the comfort of having a 9-to-5 job and having a boss and being told what to do. I am not that way at all. I hate all of that crap. I hate politics. I hate being told what to do. And online business was always something that I was meant to do, because I meant to have my freedom. So I said, screw it, I'm going to do it anyways. And I bought a ticket to London. Now, when I bought this ticket, obviously my parents weren't happy, but they were still like one of the best for me. So they went to the airport with me, and I went through the toughest moment that I've ever had in my life, even more tough than my breakup. And it even makes me emotional today to tell you guys about this. But I was at the airport with my mom, and I was just about to leave to go to London, and I could tell my mom was really worried and concerned about me. So I had to tell my mom to not worry about me, because I didn't want her to worry about me, right? So that moment was the hardest moment in my life, because I had to look at my mom and say, Mom, don't worry, I'm going to be fine. But in the middle of saying that, like halfway through that sentence, I just broke down into tears, and I couldn't even handle it, because in my mind at that time, I didn't believe that I was going to be okay. I didn't know for sure that I would be. So I couldn't actually tell her that, as much as I desperately wanted her to think that. Anyways, I went to London. And the funny thing was, I went to a underground, an underground tombs or whatever? I forget what they're called. Probably catacombs, right? In London. But what I didn't realize was, I thought it was like a historical site where you see like these underground tombs, but it was really like a play. But it was like an Involve the Audience play close to the Big Ben in the main area of London. And it was just like I was in the worst. I've never felt worse in my life, and the most antisocial I've ever felt in my life. And then it was like a play where it was like involving me and the audience, and I was just like not having any of it. Over the next few months, I went obviously through a really rough recovery period, but I became obsessed with online business, and I was determined that I was going to make this work, because at this point, I just felt like a loser. I felt at my lowest point, and I knew that if I looked at my life as a story, it was the story of a tragedy at this point in my life. And all these people, like my ex-girlfriend back home, my ex-fiance, was making fun of me. People were laughing about it. People on the Facebook were kind of like supporting in that. And it was just like I was the butt of the joke. I was just this idiot, this loser that, everyone was making fun of at the time from my local hometown. So it inspired me. And I had always seen on Warrior Plus, the products that I had promoted from this new solo ad funnel thing that I've been testing. And I decided, what they're doing is something I can totally do too. So I created my own product. It was called 0 Hour Workdays. And I put all my effort into that project. And I created a video at the time where I couldn't even physically, at the time, a lot of people don't know this, but I couldn't actually physically talk to people. Like going out in public, I had this really deep fear that everyone was trying to screw me over because of what happened with my ex-wife, which is just totally irrational. Doesn't make any sense, but that's how I felt. So when I created that video, I was on the beach in Thailand by myself. And when I create that video, when I watch that video, I see all the pain and I see all the fear, and I feel the way I felt at that time when I created that video. But I got the video done, and I threw the project out on the Warrior Plus marketplace. And as soon as it landed on the Warrior Plus marketplace, I generated over $60,000 in my first week, launching products. And for me, that was just like life-changing. Like everything, I just couldn't believe it. That was more money than I would make in 2 years of being a high school teacher in just 1 week. Okay. So from that moment, I was, on the phone with my mom, and I was at this beach club in Bali, Indonesia at the time, and fireworks were going off for no reason. It wasn't like it was a special occasion, but just randomly fireworks were going off. And I thought, okay, this is, this is the first day of the rest of my life. Like things are just totally, and I just put my whole past behind me. I've never looked back since. I don't hold a grudge against my ex-girlfriend. I don't care about any of that stuff because this had allowed me to just completely move on and move forward. Now, from that moment, I tested funnels way more extensively, and I started getting into, my first product. I showed about my first month where I made over $8,000, and I actually had to work my ass off to do that with solo ad traffic and all the things I was doing at the time that I shared in that product. And after that, I thought, funnels are really the key. The more and more profitable you make them, you only need one funnel. You only need one funnel. When Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels says you're only one funnel away, really what they're saying is, they're just trying to sell their product ultimately. But what they mean is you do only need one funnel if it's in the right market. Because if it's in a market that has a ton of traffic, that has millions of visitors in it, you can use that traffic to make your funnel just sits there, is always ready for business, basically. So over the next period of time, I just worked on fine-tuning my funnels, making them more and more profitable, building my list as much as I possibly could. Obviously, I've done more product launches, and gradually over time, I managed to make more and more and more money. Now, one thing I've learned in my business in terms of mistakes that I've made, I've learned that, in business, when you're working with connections like JV partners and affiliates and stuff like that, always be kind, always be nice, because at the end of the day, emotions and getting on bad terms with anyone is only ever going to hurt yourself. One of the mistakes when I started making money is I felt like such a loser before I started making money. So making money made me feel good. And then I kind of developed like a sense of, oh, look at me, I'm important, which was kind of just all bullshit at the time. It was really just my insecurity shining through of how I felt insignificant before I felt significant. So I felt like I wanted to show that off. And what I've learned is, emotions can actually hurt you in business in so many different ways, making emotional buying decisions, making emotional, conversational decisions, saying anyways, breaking, losing a connection or a JV partner because you get in an argument or something like that. So I've always learned in business to just stay calm and to always do the right, collected, and rational thing. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned. The second thing I've learned is fine-tune one project, what I was saying before. Don't do 20 different projects like I was doing before in 2010 to 2015. You're only going to tap the surface in each and every single one of the businesses that you try. What you want to do is go an inch wide and a mile deep, which means that you really pinpoint and focus on the exact thing that's important to you that you want to do, whether that's e-commerce, whether that's funnels, whether that's product launching, and you want to go as far as you can in that territory, because every single field has its own competition. And when you only go a little bit deep in each area, you're never going to beat the competition when it comes to anything. When you go an inch wide and a mile deep, now you're pinpointing something that you can actually win at because you are putting all your efforts into one category and you're able to be better than everyone else in that area. Now, I also don't want you to think about it as a competition against other people, because when it comes to business and when it comes to life, you're only in competition with yourself, right? So anytime I put out a project or I put out any kind of business or I put out a funnel, I always want to make sure that it's the best that I could do. Now, I'm not the most talented. I'm not the most smart. I'm not the most creative. I'm not the most anything. Now I pretty much outsource as much as I can in my business. My job at this point is to find people that are amazing at their jobs that will do work for me. So I've kind of become a manager in that sense. In the beginning, you might have to do it yourself. And I really think there's nothing more profitable than funnels, because like I said, you only need one funnel. Now, I don't really know what else there is to say at this point. Typically in my business, I make anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000 a month at this point. It does grow. I know that when I was starting, I wouldn't want to share with anybody that I was doing online business, because nobody believed in it and everyone thought it was kind of like a silly, ridiculous thing. And I remember some of my first videos that I put out there, I would have like friends that would message me and joke about it and like, ha ha ha, look at what you're trying to do and stuff. And I remember at the time, I just wanted to be as hidden as possible, because I know that it's a weird thing that people will not support you. If you're on your online journey right now and, people will not believe in you, they will not support you. And a lot of people won't even want you to be successful. I've had friendships that have been ruined since I became relatively wealthy, and I haven't changed as a person, after everything calmed down and stuff. I'm still the same person that I was 15 years ago. I haven't changed at all. But people to do with me have changed a lot, because they're scared of the idea of how it makes it feel for themselves. If I become successful and they stay the same, they feel insecure about the fact of like, oh, me and Brendan were on the same level and now he's way up here. And that makes people really not feel comfortable. So I want you to know that if you're on your online journey, if anyone ever makes you feel small, it's because they're feeling small themselves. And never think that, you look at somebody like Elon Musk today, or any of those people that are like crazy, ridiculous successful. They're successful because of their mindset. They're successful because they believe that they can be successful. So if you listen to those people that tell you that this is not possible, you're gonna get the results that they want you to get, which is nothing. And I assure you guys, I was never top of the class. I was never anything super smart. I just got to a point where my back was against the wall. I didn't want to feel like a loser anymore. And I became obsessed with breaking that narrative. I just didn't want that to be the story of my life. And I think that a lot of times when people become super successful, that's what happens is they go through the worst period in their life. It gets their back against the wall. And you get to a point where you're like, screw it. I don't even care anymore. Let's just throw something out there and we'll see what happens. And I thank my ex-fiance so much, because if it wasn't for the horrible stuff that she had tried to put me through, if it wasn't for all of that, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have the results that I have. It was because of her that I just needed to have success. So if you're listening to this video and you've been kind of half-assed trying to make money online, but you haven't been putting a full effort in, you need to find some sort of reason. So give yourself a why, a reason why you're doing this, and give yourself sort of a back against the wall. You need to get tired of right now. So if you have something in your life that you don't like, maybe it's a 9-to-5 job, maybe it's having a boss, maybe it's not having the retirement that you want because you don't have your funds set up, don't be okay with that. Don't be content. Let yourself feel that pain, because feeling that pain is what's going to catalyze and trigger you to actually come up with the solution. The reality is that it's human nature. People will not come up with a solution until they feel a incredible need to actually go out and get the solution. Okay, if you're sick, if I'm a little bit sick, I'm not going to go and get medicine. But if I feel like I'm not going to make it, now I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to ask, what can we do? I need to find a solution. And it's the same thing in your everyday life and online business as well. So don't be satisfied with a mediocre life. You deserve way more than that. And anybody that's watching this video, obviously you're watching this video because you're interested in improving your life and getting to that next level and whatever. So if you're one of those people that is coming from that state of mind, you have the ability to do this. You just need to motivate yourself to actually take action. And of course, if you have any questions along the way, never hesitate to hit me up, because my goal with this channel is to answer questions. And actually, now would be a good time to say, if you have a suggestion for a video that I can create where I can cover a topic that would help you in online business, let me know in the comment section, because the purpose of this channel is for me to help you on your journey. I'm not going to monetize this channel. I literally just want to be here to see if there's any way that I can give you a clearer picture of what you need to do to get to success and getting to that next level. Now, I will end off and say that money is not everything. So there are people that I know that don't have any money at all, and they are euphoric, right? And they're super happy people, and I'm happy for them, obviously. And I know that there's been moments in my life where I've been super poor and I've been happy. So it's not necessarily that money is going to fix your problems. If you're a miserable person and super unhappy with something in your life, you have some kind of problem, getting tons and tons of money might not be the solution that you're looking for. But I will say that money does give you freedom, and it depends if you feel pain in the fact of not having money. I know for me, the big reason why I wanted success was for two reasons: to break the loser narrative that people were creating based on my life. And the second reason was because I wanted freedom. Both of those things were extremely important to me. Now, not everybody cares as much about freedom as I do. And some people like their jobs, they like their bosses, and they like their employees. But literally that is just not for me. So you need to find something that's actually going to motivate you on your journey. So hopefully something in there clicked with you guys. Like I said, if you can make $2 for every $1 you spend, that was the concept that really got me thinking about funnels and getting into this kind of before funnels blew up and everyone went crazy about it. But I will tell you that funnels still work today. It's a little bit more competitive, so you have to think about how to make these funnels even better than ever before. But 100% is an incredibly powerful and working method that definitely does work. But any of these business methods really work. I mean, if you look at e-commerce, if you look at launching products onto like Udemy courses and stuff, in any of these business models, there is somebody that's rich that's making a ton of money. So don't give it an excuse like, oh, that used to work, it doesn't anymore. Literally all these business model works if you're the best in that business model. You don't even have to be the best. If you're just above average, if you're just good in those business models, the money is there in all of them. So definitely don't let that be an excuse. Find something that you're passionate about. Give yourself a motivated reason why. Let yourself feel pain so that you can find the solution and go out there and get it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. Hope it wasn't too boring for you with my own story here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.